Welcome back to Whitt Acres. Today we're going to be stretching the fence on the pasture. So I started building this pasture outside the front of the barn this year because I'm trying to give my birds a little bit more space to be outside whenever I'm away at work, but still safe away from any predators that might roll through. Last video we're out here bracing the corner posts and I think they turned out really good. I like the way they look here with the angles, but the fence out here is not attached yet. I just have it pinned up in a couple spots so the birds stay in. I'm going to connect these two posts with an H post because it is the hinge side of this big gate. And then I'm also going to throw one on this one because it's the hinge side of this gate and this one shuts on it. So I'm just going to H off this one as well. And then I'll be able to stretch the fence all the way around both sides here up until the front gates that I don't have built yet. These are going to be two 8-foot gates and the pasture is actually going to get split in two eventually, half for the ducks and half for the chickens. But today I'm working on getting the fence attached and secure, and then I can start working on the gates. Things move a lot slower here in the off season. The days are a lot shorter, so we're just not outside as long. We have a few chickens out here free ranging. It's a beautiful day actually. It's an overcast, but it's real warm for a December day. I have the tools out here that I think I'm going to need. I have the strap and the chain and the pull to stretch the fence. I have the drill to attach the H posts, and then I have the saw to cut the H post braces, but I forgot a battery, so I got to run back down to the house and bring the battery up. What are you doing, pup? It's looking good, huh? You are such a picturesque dog. You always know where to be. Hey Piper, how you doing, girl? You eating some corn? Not yet, ladies. We got Sus, Rosie, Bonnie, Dot, Dalmatian, Lucy, Snowball. How you doing? Bert, Sammy, we'll let you out later. Oh, the ducks are on their afternoon nap. We have a couple playing in the water. We're gonna get started. I don't have all day here. I gotta head up my brother's and do some painting at his house. So I'm gonna get started with the H posts here and then we'll figure out how to stretch the fence. What are you doing, Rosie? Did you chickens get into my treat bowl? You guys weren't supposed to take that bread yet. You bad chickens. All right, I got both H posts up and secure, so now we can stretch the fence. The first thing I need to do is staple this side very securely because this is the post that I'm gonna be pulling against. I'm gonna get this one secure and then I'm gonna pull out these temporary staples so this can move freely. And I moved my truck down to this point so my receiver on the back of the truck is in line with the fence. So I can hook a strap to the receiver and then I can pull this fence straight. And then I'm gonna have to move my truck to the middle so I can pull this one straight to the center point. And then I'm gonna have to do the same thing for the other L over there. I usually enlist the help of my dad whenever I'm trying to stretch a fence. It's just good to have an extra pair of hands. Echo Pup's here to help, but he doesn't have thumbs. But I'm one of 4 boys, so my dad's actually over at my brother's house helping him right now. So it's just up to you and me, Pup. We're gonna try and get this fence stretched today. All right, we have the H-posts on, we have the end of the fence secured, and then we have the rest of the fence to the corner loose. I have this rod here on the corner that we use for the chain link. I fed it through every few squares back and forth going down the fence here. And then 3 squares down from the top, I put a piece of the chain here that's actually 2 pieces of chain that is the same length, and it hooks to the same ring so we can have an equal pull from both ends. So I put this one at 3 squares up from the bottom, and we should have an equal pull coming on the fence here. The strap is attached to the back of the truck here, so we have a nice strong anchor point, and I'm just going to use the ratchet to start cranking and see if we can pull this fence nice and straight. I am going to have to take the temporary staples out of that post over there so we can have the slack come around the corner and I can pull this straight. And I don't know if I can open this without losing all the birds to go free range. You got to keep them inside, Bert. It's not time to free range. I might be able to release that and still have enough slack on this fence to keep an overlap here without letting all the birds out. We'll see. We'll see. It's actually starting to rain a little bit here. I didn't think it was today. It's supposed to rain tomorrow. Hump up, hump up. See what we can do. All right, well, I think I have it tight enough. It is starting to pull on the wire here, but it looks like it's pretty taut. It'll hold it straight. We're just gonna have to secure it to a couple posts here. And then I do have some of that twist wire that we use on the other fence to secure it to these T-posts. We're all secure, so I'm gonna release the tension and see if it all holds. Maybe. Well, I think we're good. It's looking nice and tight and straight. All right, so now I'm just gonna wrap it around the corner and then set up to pull it across the front. Now, Piper, you've been biting my fingers the whole time I'm trying to put staples in. You're not being a very good help, girl. I'm gonna have to back up more. That's too much of an angle. Puppy. All right, that should do it. Just back into there, and then we should be able to get this up and straight. Yep. All right, I got this one pretty tight here. We just have to attach it to these 2 posts and then twist wire it to that T-post. The next 2 gaps here are gonna be gates, so I'm gonna still have to build those ones. That'll be in a different video. But we're gonna get this front side attached and then we'll be halfway done. Hop up. Check out Rufio's tail. He didn't have a tail when he was younger and it's finally growing in. He doesn't have a full tail yet, but he's getting a few feathers and it's looking awesome. And we got this one all secured and stapled in, and Piper is being a pain. She keeps trying to peck the staple as I'm hammering it, and she's gonna get a busted nose. I have to literally try and block her off the whole time because she is just aggressively trying to peck. Look at her. What are you thinking, Piper? Little T-Rex here. But we're gonna release this one. I'm gonna move my truck and then we're gonna start stretching that other L. On this side over here, we have 1 gate. It's a 4-foot gate, and that's gonna allow me access to this pasture once we get this one created. But I'm gonna be making this gate out of the pallet here, and I'm gonna leave some of this 2x4 fencing so I can cover the pallet with it so we don't have all these big open gaps. So this is gonna be the first post that I attach to, and I already have it braced with an H so we can stretch against it. And we're gonna take it all the way down to the corner where I parked there, and we're gonna get this one attached, and then we just have that little front piece. This gate will eventually bring me out to this pasture once we get this one fenced in. This is probably gonna be a next year project, but it's definitely on the list. But it is going to be nice to finally have this fence up and secure, so I know the animals aren't getting out while I'm away. Mumbles, can't have you escaping, girl. And hopefully it's going to fix the problem of the one khaki Campbell that keeps getting out. Puppy, you helping, buddy? Yeah, you're always helping. I got it stretched tight, and I might have went a little bit more than I did last time, but I wanted this side to be nice and tight. It was a long run, and it's looking really good. So I'm gonna get this one attached if Piper will let me. She just keeps trying to bite the staple, and I'm worried I'm gonna just crush her beak. Piper keeps pecking the staple as I'm trying to hammer it in, so I'm worried I'm gonna bang her beak one of these times. So I'm gonna try and get these ones in before she runs over here. Piper. You always want to jump in the truck when it's sitting here. Go ahead. All right, let's release this one. Just like that. Looks like she held. Nice. Just got one more stretch to do, Piper. Here to help, huh, Piper? And we got the last front side here all tight too. I did have to use a plank of wood here just to help keep it vertical as I pulled it tight, but I think we're good. I'm going to grab a couple more staples out of the barn so I can finish off these two posts. And then I need to head down to the garage and grab the little twisty tool so I can put all the wires on the T-posts. But this actually worked out really good. I was able to keep the pasture closed the whole time that I did this, even though some girls are still jumping out. Huh, Pop? I just noticed that I have a Dalmatian sitting underneath the holly bush. I'm gonna have to check over there later and see if she's actually making a nest. Hey, Piper, be nice to Sussy. What is your deal, girl? You're coming after me now. Hey, you don't need that. That's mine. No, that's mine. Put your head back in the fence. Crazy turkey. Hey, you put your head back in that fence. Some of you have been saying that Piper likes me, and I'm not too sure about that. When I'm working out here today, she keeps biting my fingers. If she actually had the power to bite my finger off, I think she would have done it today. Now the fence is pulled nice and tight, and it's solid all the way around the pen. All we have to do is finish up the gates, and we'll have a completely closed-in pen. I have the one 4-foot gate up here that I'm going to be making out of this pallet. I'm probably going to make it a nicer gate than just hanging a pallet like I did on the back enclosures. But I need to get that one mounted. And then I have these two gates on the front that I'm going to make. I'm not sure how I want the design to go yet. It is the front of the pasture, which is the whole front of the barn. And this is the area we see up from the house. So I might try and be a little bit more creative with those two front gates than just making a rectangle gate. Birds, you are making a lot of noise. You're all yelling like you want to go free range. Like I said earlier, I do have to go up my brother's and do some painting at his house. I don't like letting the birds out to free range and being wide open whenever I leave the house, but it is a really nice day and some of the birds are already out there, so I guess we can. Come on, birds. Go, ducks, go. Oh, Mumbles is going fast today. And the chickens don't just go to the compost anymore. They're heading way down into the food forest where they get all the leaves and the mulch to scratch through. Hey, Pants, how you doing, girl? Check over here, see if what that Dalmatian was sitting on. Watch out, pup. I don't see a nest. Maybe she's just sitting over here. Dizzy, is that you? What are you doing out here, Dizzy? You're supposed to be sitting on eggs. You're not supposed to be out here. Well, that's not good. I was really hoping she was gonna sit it out for the long haul and actually hatch these eggs. Oh, there's a lot of eggs in there too. I don't think they're gonna be okay if they just sit out like this. I think she needs to be sitting on this nest. Ladies, can't one of you sit on the nest while she's out? Well, that makes me feel bad. I was really hoping that she was gonna sit on this nest. There's a lot of eggs in there. I know they've been laying eggs as she's been sitting there, but if she's gonna hop off like this for more than a couple minutes, I don't think these eggs are gonna do too well. I don't have the time to do it right now, but I think here soon I'm gonna candle those eggs so I can see which ones might be producing something and which ones are duds that I can get out of there so they're not rotting away. Dizzy, I was hoping you were gonna hatch some eggs. What are you doing out here? You need to get back to your nest, girl. Yeah, go back to your nest. Come on, come on. Little raptor. Well, that's not good news if you're not gonna sit on your nest, Dizzy. But that's going to be all for this one. If you want to follow along and see what happens to that nest that Dizzy's been sitting on, make sure to subscribe down below. Hit that like button before you leave, and you can see me and Echo on the next one. Thanks for watching. What are you doing over here, Dizzy? I want you on the nest. Why are you coming to see me the whole time?